Well, hello. I'd like to address a question that was posted on RAYID International about left brain, right brain, and what is the best thing to do at any one time. The principles of left brain and right brain have been with RAYID from the very beginning. Very early on, we got into the function of opposites. Those opposites oftentimes were displayed as the difference between the left and the right eye of the person. And we worked with this equilibrium of father and mother's sides of the family and pretty much came up with the family tree being pretty much left brain, right brain, and what are the long-term or short-term actions or therapies that are the most beneficial. I won't go through the history of the number of things we tried. We literally experimented on ourselves and others locally and globally for decades. Meaning, is it most appropriate to try to go into the right brain or left brain? And the old terminology of left brain and right brain slowly merged into not so often used in contemporary science. They talk more about the amygdala and so on, the different parts of the brain, but not so much the languaging of left and right. I still use the languaging of left and right. I just use it in a different way. I use it more in a sense of a holographic way, meaning that this is still left and right brain, but it's circular. So instead of so much thinking of it as being divided between the left side of the body being feminine and the right side of the body being masculine, this was pretty much a left brain, right brain concept, but in a circular matter of that which goes down and that which goes up while simultaneously going left and right. Meaning it's not just a linear or a two-dimensional, it's really a 3 and a 4-dimensional process. This is left and right and up and down and in and out. So this is something of a pulse. It's closer to this for me. This is the picture of the laminin molecule, again, that most of you have seen. And this is the molecule that basically guides all cellular migration, adhesion, formation, cellular constitution. And it has this movement, a left and right, an up and down. It has these 4 different vital forces involved. So I'm less likely to come back strictly to a left brain, right brain. I would even urge you to consider a slightly different perspective of this. I would suggest you consider intellectually, emotionally, and even visually putting your family below you. Now, I don't mean that emotionally superior, greater, less than, but I'm suggesting that the diagram might be left foot, right foot. And these 2 energies, like roots of a family tree, are actually below you. And that more of the you, if there is such a thing, the more of the you starts more at the pelvic cavity and the belly brain heart brain, head brain, yeah, it still has its two-sidedness most of the way, because all the glands and organs and body systems, they still have their polarities of masculine and feminine, sweet and sour and so on. And yes, all of the typical variations also exist in cycles and seasons. So yes, we've done in the darker part, the yin, which now where I'm saying to you is primarily going to be the blue, or the left foot. This is the sequences of the mother's family. Here at the beginning of the light side, it's going to be more on the reddish scale, reddish orange scale, and that would be the right foot, not above you. Like in this, it's almost like nighttime, daytime, which is true, by the way, because right here is the beginning of 2-boy sunrise, 4-boy, 6-boy at midday, and so on, the 3 sets of 2 hours going into sunset. So this is, yes, a nighttime, daytime model, but I'm still going to suggest, and we're experimenting with this, that you put your mother's family on your left foot and your family on your right foot, no matter the time of the day. I know that's odd to go to your own heart and appreciate the mother's family and all of its glands and organs and systems that actually influence everything, and your father's family, an equal number of glands, organs, and body systems, right foot, left foot, which used to be left brain, right brain, because it crosses over. I'm suggesting that you put it below you. And below means your perspective of it is now from the heart. It's almost like if you could, graphically or otherwise, lay down on your back and you look up at your own heart, the rotational energy is going to be clockwise as you're looking upward. But if you were to stand up vertically from your heart and look down at the clockwise pattern you just made, that same clockwise rotation, observed from the perspective of the heart, is now counterclockwise when it reaches the heart. So I'm suggesting that you put your family below you from the perspective of the heart, and having thankfulness and appreciation of your mother's family, left foot, father's family, right foot, which, by the way, that moves all of these patterns. It moves everything like this. That used to be somewhat left and right body. This was left and right body principles of left and right brain functions. I'm suggesting they're more fluidly dynamic. I'm suggesting that you can do that while putting yourself in the position of the heart. Now, when you put yourself emotionally, visually, and intentionally from the perspective of the heart, you're actually associating with a broader universe. If you stand behind the North Star and you look down at the Earth, it's counterclockwise. If you stand in the center of the galaxy and you look out to the boundaries of where Earth is, it's counterclockwise over millions of years. So I'm suggesting that rather than left brain, right brain, you be appreciative of the physiological social existence of your genetic endowment that your mother and father's family gave you, but you begin to move toward the perspective of the heart and recognize that they have an organic tissue DNA basis, and your responsibility, your physical constitution, must by necessity deal with it. But eventually you need to feel what's yours in reality and what's not, and what do you really want to create? I keep coming back to remind you that maybe it feels a little bit like this, where this is you appreciating this dynamics, but actually having this looks like you're going forward, but in reality it's coming to you, that your family tree is coming to you, that everything necessary for you to experience, deal with, transform, transmute, change, release, discover is coming toward you. Not an easy thing to consider, and I like this one the most. If I stand in the middle of this, in the heart, I'm taking all of the issues, feelings, memories, individual, family, survival, community, country, global, unity. I'm taking everything is known or unknown in my reality, and I'm processing it through 3 different brains: my head brain, my heart brain, my belly brain. And I'm relying on the presence of this background that looks like it's dark to emanate the silence. The presence of the divine silence, the all-knowingness, has provided this opportunity, environment, arena, called physical manifestation through a separate existence called me, to give me an opportunity to realize and experience, express, grow from, articulate all the times and hours of the day, all the seasons of the year, giving me the opportunity to grow from all of this. So my suggestion is, rather than struggle with the duality of left and right, somewhat appreciate the wholeness and the opportunity to experience, while still in separation, the appreciation of different colors of flowers, different clouds in the sky, different temperatures, the appreciation of all of them as a grand design. To me, there is a grand design that also looks like this one. I've shown this one, I still love it, of the sacred geometry of 2 different spirals meeting together, bringing with it all of the cycles and seasons of the day, generations of family, thousands of years of collective consciousness, that it's still there. This is the design that we've been given, and I need to make a choice about whether I want to separate from it or detach myself from it, or through my individual separate self, deepen my appreciation of a divine existence and faith while being engaged in the presence of life as it exists for myself, my family, my community, my country, the globe, and my relationship to the all. I know that's a lot. It's a lot for me to consider. I consider it every day. So to answer your question, yeah, RAYID started out with a lot of left and right. And then we added some up and down and in and out. And the journey continues. Personally, I'm wanting to occupy this place, metaphorically or otherwise, as me occupying a greater magnitude of my own heart and relating that more to the people around me rather than withdraw from some function of their existence and wishing them well in their own separation. Now, can I be around them, with them, have compassion, and even reach out to those that would ignore or even hurt or attack? How to have compassion for all people simultaneously and live in the world with a greater existence while really having appreciation for the silence and having faith that where I am right now is exactly where I need to be, experiencing this with an open heart. So that's where I am. So good luck to you. Thank you for a useful personal question, giving us all an opportunity to use your curiosity and your personal struggle as a way of sharing. Thanks. That was fun just to explain it. See you soon.